Resnick is the man. The founder of
Isn't
15
he?
Seconds of Fame gets me a full bunny Easter 15 second spin one. Hold up, I'm doing it in justice if I don't show you the whole
Let's
thing.
see it.
It's got the white feet and everything.
So Allie, I tried to wear this, and my wife is like, "Fuck off, that's mine. You can't wear this."
Oh my gosh! So how did you win it over? The onesie, or do you mean the hoodie you're wearing?
No. The hoodie I'm wearing, I put the onesie on over the hoodie, and she wasn't having any of it. And just so you know, to prepare for our chat today, I YouTubed your husband.
What'd you find?
A 4-minute and 50-second clip of him saving games.
How is that?
Set to the instrumental version of "Fix You" by YouTube.
Wait, he's right here. He just opened up a nice little Budweiser. He said to prepare for our interview, he YouTubed you, and he found a video of you saving people.
Joe, how did you? Were you always a sidearm pitcher? Tell me.
I tore my labrum when I was young, so I don't know. Needed something a little different, try to make it, but whatever works, right?
You know what you remind me of? You remind me of Mark Eichhorn.
All right, yeah, I know the name. He's a touch older than me. He was pretty good though.
We were Blue Jays.
I know you guys were.
So that's
Joe, I hit a homer one time. I hit a homer in Skydome.
And where?
In
the Skydome?
Sorry, my bad. Rogers Center. I hit a homer.
Oh yeah. Nice, that a boy. It's pretty good. What was it? BP? During BP? What was it?
So it was when I was helping Donaldson get
swing together, like actually put
no
superstar that he became.
It was during his MVP year. It was when I was trying to get him elected to the All-Star game, and he won the MVP that year. And he let me come and take batting practice in June of 2015, and I yanked one down the line like Joe Carter in the '93 World Series. So,
did you do the dance down the first baseline as well, or what do we do?
No, I said a bunch. I just said a bunch of swear words. What's going on, man? With Joe, what's going on with baseball right now? Like
interruption.
Is your team communicating with you?
Wait, so interruption, really quick. I feel like you answered part of this question, but there's another part that we want the first viewer to get their first prize. Where you're being rewarded for watching this Instagram Live because we love giving back to our viewership. So $200 Nike gift card coming at you strong for the first person who can name Steven's other favorite sports team besides the Blue Jays. Who is Steven's favorite sports team outside of the Toronto Blue Jays? Give it to me. Let's go, intelligent fans. We're starting easy for you, by the way, so you better get this right. Ooh, Oliver. You get so much Oliver. It seems like Oliver Love is the most. No, Rams, no, Nike doesn't strike out.
Are we just putting in random names?
Nope, no Rams. No Rams. Orioles, nope, hard no. Raptors! Hey!
Hey!
Alan, congratulations.
Anybody got it.
Alan got the Raptors. Way to go. Any Toronto team. Steven is a Canadian, so just so you know. Yeah, they're checking.
I can't believe that you weren't there with us when we went to Game 6, Raptors Warriors.
I know, right? Oh God, that bothers me that I wasn't. That really makes me angry. But at least we're friends now, so we won't let that happen again.
All right.
So
our buddy Adam is giving away $200 gift cards to Knocking Point. So I'm ready to give them out whenever you want, but you tell me because I've been interviewing people.
Okay, so I have some of your wine coming, thanks to you, but it didn't get here in time because it was Easter Sunday. But I'm drinking a nice an alternative Walla Walla. For those
Joe just killing us in the background.
He's killing us. Well, he already drew. Well, okay.
It didn't come.
Yeah, he's selling out for Budweiser because normally, you know.
I mean, I would have represented you, but just, you know,
It's
tough
okay.
times.
When in quarantine, we have tomorrow and the next day and the next day.
Can't
our next giveaway is, by the way, it's a Knocking Point gift card for $200. So tell them really quick about your wine so people know what they're winning. It's amazing. It's a Walla Walla wine.
All right, so I can't wait for the special guest that's coming in. Hot.
What? We have a special guest.
But Knocking Point is something that my buddy Drew and I started in 2012. We're based out of Walla Walla, Washington. And one of the reasons that we're really trying to pump the gas on this is because we've got people in Walla Walla that, you know, it's a small business, and we're trying to keep the fucking doors open.
Yep, love it.
Is the moral of the story, and we made good wine. You will eventually realize that.
I can't wait to taste it. Be like, is it plum? Is it dry? Is it cherry? Is it fruit forward? How would you describe it if you did the little to it?
I would describe it as halfway decent.
I like the whole pitch for Save a Local Business better than the halfway decent pitch. Hey!
Hi!
How are you?
I'm good. I took this is a onesie, and it
Oh my
came
God,
in our
wait.
bag.
Girl, let's do one dance.
Yeah, if Steven thought for a second that he got to keep this and that I wasn't going to have it, then he's out of his mind.
I love that you wouldn't even let him have it for just like a 1 hour FaceTime. Like, you're like, no, this is my
No,
one.
he put it on, and I said, take it off immediately. I own that.
I love you. That's amazing. I also just like the painting in the background. I just want to do that pose the whole time.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
our
good.
purple room, which is now Steven's self-proclaimed office.
Let me ask you
It
this.
says it.
Steven was struggling with his description of the vino. He said it's halfway decent, but I feel like you could give me some more description, like plum.
Which one? Are we talking about wine in general? All of our wines?
Yes.
Or just...
Yes.
Yeah, they're good.
Well, you know how people say like California's fruit forward. How would somebody
I
generally
would say
speaking
that
say
it's
Walla Walla?
more reds than whites generally, just because the Columbia Valley, Washington State tends to produce better reds. But we, Jen and I really like to drink Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Grigio, so we mix in some whites, which our daughters design the labels for. And they do the arts, they come up with the copy. Well, they try to come up with the copy, but sometimes they say things like, this wine is magical and cures ailments, which obviously the government will not let us post on a wine bottle because you can't make claims like that.
Because that's he's kind of
yeah.
he's like trying to be far enough to it. This is Joe, by the way. You guys haven't gotten to meet, but this is
Hi, Joe.
What's up? How you doing?
We've got our matching onesies happening.
I didn't get mine.
Although, like, because my hood's so big, I feel like I look a little bit like a sorceress right now, or like traveling through the woods with some devious plans.
Yeah,
like that.
I love it. Okay, so we're doing our next giveaway because we've been talking about the wine. So a Knocking Point $200 gift card's coming your way if you can answer where is Steven's wine Knocking Point produced? But since we already said it's Walla Walla, is there a more specific territory that we can narrow this down to, or?
All right.
Okay. The question was, what territory is the wine from?
Columbia Valley.
I know. I just said that.
Oh, you just.
Shit. I'm sorry. My bad.
200.
You know what? I fucked that up, didn't I?
First person to write it.
You have to work for their gift cards. And
Yeah, they got to work for it. So what's another wine-related question that we can give? We're giving away $200 right now to go towards Knocking Point wines.
You tell me.
Well, we already guessed the region. So how about what color's the label?
We have a bunch of different labels.
Of which one? Yeah. Which color's the label of what's your favorite one? Ooh, maybe we should say what's Steven's favorite varietal of his Walla Walla wines?
Malbec.
Yeah, you're not.
Except for people are supposed to guess this for a $200 gift card.
No.
You're
But
really bad at this.
why am I so bad at this? Hey, Cass, why don't you take over, please? I'll just sit here.
What year was the first vintage produced?
I love this. Steven, do not answer this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Joe.
What
I'm
year was
fucking
the
everything up.
first?
Don't cover your eyes, cover your mouth. You're even covering the wrong thing. Answering.
What year was the first vintage of Knocking Point Wine? 2013. We have a 2013 guest.
That's correct.
Oh, 2013 for the win. Way to go, Moose 7 MRG. Way to go.
That's just not true.
We have a couple 2014.
No, like when we sell, like when we have our first bottles of wine out. It's not what year did the grapes come off of the farm.
Okay, so what is it like to create a wine? Like, how much tasting's involved, and do you act like a pro and spit back in the spit bucket, or are you kind of like us and you just drink everything?
The latter. And honestly, one of the things that creating Knocking Point with Drew, because his family's based out of Walla Walla, Washington, where we make our shit. I don't know, Allie, I don't know anything about making wine. I know what tastes good.
Yeah. I think
that's it.
I think it's like, what wine do you like? Joe's always said this to any of our friends who haven't drank wine, or anybody that asks, he's like, do you like how it tastes? They say, yeah. He's like, yeah. Good. You know, it does. You're all good.
Yeah.
So I have the next trivia question, and it's going to be another, it's going to be a $250 gift card, and this time it goes to the COVID-19 charity that Joe and I do, Project Frontline. We're going to feed some healthcare workers.
Okay.
It is, Walla Walla is, don't answer this, Steven. Walla Walla is known as the land of many blank. $250 goes to charity for, if anybody can answer this. The land of many blank. I see a lot of arrows coming in. It's not the land of many arrows, but we're going to talk about arrow here in a little bit. Yes! Are we drinking some Knocking Point right now?
We are. This will be your next question. Which one is this?
Oh my gosh, it's a princess. Is it? Oh, someone guessed dogs, lakes, and valleys. No, those are all incorrect. I'm going with, which princess is that, babe? No, it's not Snow White, I don't think. It's not Rapunzel.
Oh, no, it's a custom designed princess, because, you know, trademarks. But which wine is it?
Allie,
let's
is it the
Let's
yank this around. What is
people are still
Yakima?
They're guessing Waters,
Yakima, Washington.
Wells. You're getting really close. The people that are saying Waters and Wells, you're really close. Okay, so Sauvignon Blanc coming our way.
Yes.
I keep forgetting that it's 5:30 there because it's 8:45 here, and we're on to red. But we did start with Sauvignon Blanc.
Well, it's still daytime here, so we're still on whites.
Exactly, I'm still with you on that.
But where are you?
We're in Florida. We stayed in our spring training rental because when we had to decide like where to move, all of our teammates were fleeing to their hometowns, and it was 25 and snowing in Ohio.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so we're like, nah. Okay, so while we're waiting for people to guess which, no, Waterfalls is not correct, although it is on the theme of water. You're getting closer. Cheers! Yo, keep your Budweiser out of here. This is for good vino lovers.
No, Joe. Get that Budweiser in here.
How do we support the small business of Knocking Point? Is there a website? How
Springs,
do we do it?
many waters, land of many waters. Literally, so
all right,
close,
let's go through our questions.
Okay.
I have them. You sent them to me.
Okay. People are getting so close. It's the land of many something. Yes, it's water related, but it's not a stream or a waterfall.
It's the land of the biggest prison in Washington State. That's not
it. Is it really?
You know what? Yes, it is.
It's not a lake. It's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so really quick. A lot of people are saying stuff about the films that you've been in, the TV shows that you've been in. And I know, no, it's not lakes or rivers for the last time, everyone. Land of many fires, also not true. What is the film that you're most proud of? Or show?
The show is Arrow, for sure.
Yes.
You know, making something when it's just a pilot and you're hoping that it becomes something, but then it actually becomes something is really, really incredible. We made 170 episodes of Arrow.
That's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and it's not.
That makes me tired. Like when you watch a kid run around all day for hours, and you're like, "How do they do that? It's so much energy." Oh, somebody said seas. Yes, it's the land of seas. Sky loves Dan. Thank you. Thank you. It's the land of seas.
I am most proud of Arrow, and from a film perspective, I'm most proud of Code, which is something that me and my cousin Robbie and our buddy Jeff, who directed it, you know, made out of nothing. And it's now on Netflix and it's going gangbusters. And yeah.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Somebody wants to know if you can get Arrow back on Canadian Netflix. They're very upset about this.
I don't know. And frankly, and frankly, I don't care.
Okay, copy. So what about you were working on something before the corona took over everything, and I'm just curious how the process went with putting that on halt, and how sort of like, are there ways to practice your acting skills from home when you're stuck at home, or is there anything you can do? What have you been doing with that show?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the things that's frustrated me a little bit is people putting dates on stuff.
Deadlines, meaning like
yeah, I you know, we rented a spot in Georgia, and our car is sitting there right now, and I frankly don't know what to do about it, because I think that California in general is a little bit ahead of the curve in terms of what the rest of the country is doing. And I don't know that I'm totally comfortable going to Georgia right now.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, we were in a similar situation. Our cars were in Ohio. We were in Florida, and we didn't send our stuff down here because we're only here for 2 months. We usually just have it sent to Houston. But we don't know if we're ever going to go to Houston to play the baseball season. So we finally got our cars sent back down here, and we were just, yeah, I mean, we were really torn about all those decisions. And Ohio was on the front lines of shutting everything down, but it was
they were.
We felt like the sun was similar to California. We felt like the sun was at least therapeutic, that like if you went outside for a walk with your family, you could feel some sort of sense of like freedom and peace in a very isolated time, to where in Ohio we didn't even have that ability because it was so cold. But yes, Onesie's back.
I'd have to say, I'm listening to what you guys are talking about, but we just had, this isn't a complaint. I know the weather is way worse in some other places, but we had a week of 4 straight days of gloom and rain. And the difference in those 4 straight days and the first 3 weeks that we were out here was just massive. So my heart definitely goes out to anybody that is stuck in gloomy weather, because holy smokes, must it be hard. And just keep a smile on your fucking face somehow. Am I allowed to? I'm not allowed to say.
It's so true. I don't know how we would, like, without sunshine, I don't know how we would like have therapy right now, just because you start to feel bad for yourself for 1 second, and you think about the healthcare workers, or you look outside and you see sunshine, it just rejuvenates you. So it's for sure. I can't believe it rained for that many days in California.
It's weird in Palm Springs, especially in Los Angeles. Sometimes you get a weird stretch, usually in March, but in Palm Springs, the desert, it's not normally like that at all. And so I don't know. It was just really strange how it affects your mood. And all you want to do right now when you are stuck inside is go outside and get fresh air. And we even had the windows open when it was raining and just smelled the rain because that was all we could do to just get a nice breath of something coming into the house.
So our next giveaway, by the way, is $200 Amazon gift card. And the question is supposed to be, what was the name of Steven's first acting gig? But people are asking Emily trivia question though.
Is this Spin Instructor Steve?
Yeah.
Is that your first one?
Oh my God.
Yeah, but you guys can't answer this.
Also, people want a trivia question about you too, so we're gonna have to bring one of those in there.
Ooh.
Let me tell you a story.
Okay.
I did a movie in 2006 called Closing the Ring.
Okay.
It was with Shirley MacLaine, Christopher Plummer, Misha Barton, Nev Campbell, Alan Hocko. Anyway, I was so bad in this movie. And I mean, I was so bad that they dubbed my voice.
I actually think I still have the picture of the cover of the DVD that somebody found. And I hate to spoil it, but me blowing that up was going to be your birthday present.
Shut the fuck up, Cass.
Oh, I have the next trivia question.
The
next person to name Steven's birthday gets a $200 gift card to Amazon. Since they would never guess your first acting gig, first person to say your birthday gets the $200 Amazon gift card. Look at him covering Emily. Look at him covering his face. That's amazing.
Hooray, hooray, the 8th of May.
Yeah.
It's National Outdoor Intercourse Day.
That's true. It's a real thing. I don't get these I'm going to call them fake holidays because, like,
May 8th?
Like, we just had National Siblings Day and, like, National Puppy Day and all this stuff. And, I mean, like, those aren't real things in my opinion. But he's convinced that his is.
Just as an aside, just real quick, I got a call from Joe Gilbert, who was the EP on my first movie. And she says to me, like, hey, we're going to put the movie out, but we had to dub your voice.
Come on.
Okay.
Was it because they needed an accent?
Just give me a fucking second. And I heard what she said, and within 15 minutes of her telling me this, I had an ulcer.
No.
I'm dead serious.
Oh shit.
I had an ulcer because I was so ashamed that this happened that I literally fucking got an ulcer.
Did you ever think you could recover? How did you motivate yourself to come back and keep going for it?
That's a great question. You know,
Sauvignon Blanc?
Ultimately, okay, here we go. When I first got into acting, I wanted to get into acting to be famous. That was my thing.
That's a great, honest admission, though. That's great.
And, you know, you can't necessarily get into acting for that thing because it's probably not going to work out. Maybe it does.
But the odds are against you.
Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
And I got married when I was 25 years old, and I got divorced when I was 27. And my first wife totally fucking broke my heart.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so I realized on the B side of that, you know, life doesn't always work out the way that you want. So you go for it as best you can.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Because that's all we can do, right?
Yeah. Sometimes all we can do is put on bunny ears and just see what fucking happens.
I'm like, I can't get home. There's no baseball. There's no NBA. I can't work. Like, I mean, you just put on the bunny ears and you just drink some good Walla Walla wine and you just drink some Knocking Point vino and call it a day, right?
Is Joe a good hitter in batting practice? Tell me.
Oh.
Jackson.
I could go deep in the Homer Dome in Toronto. The ball flies out of the yard. Was the roof open?
Absolutely not.
Hit it at that part.
Joe, I am going to send you this video on the B side of this. I can't wait.
I didn't see it. Oh my god!
All right, let's go through all the questions.
Yeah, but you can't answer them. Okay, you gotta let the fans answer them so we can give them away some quiche.
Wait, hold on. You got these two buffs here for a reason. Hold on. Wait. Here we go.
About what outdoor sport inspired Knocking Point's name? For $100 gift card.
They're not asking you.
Don't answer, Steven.
I know that.
Anybody got that one?
Knocking Point is where you knock an arrow on the bow. It's an actual thing.
Yeah.
A giveaway?
You didn't give the answer, but somebody got it.
Also, everyone, once the first person to get the right answer, we're having the 15 Seconds of Fame staff watch this, and you will be getting your prizes sent to you, even if we don't name your handle. But congratulations. You guys are totally winning money. We're going to keep every 5 minutes trying to give away $200 to $250 in gift cards. So keep it up. Keep it up. Okay, so when you play a superhero, what's the pressure like of that?
Have you ever worn a superhero suit?
Nope.
Just a bunny suit.
Wearing a superhero suit is awesome. Cass? What's it like when you see your partner in a superhero suit?
Well, my favorite part's the eyeliner.
Okay, now
My favorite is when he comes home.
Now we're talking.
At the end of the night, and he still has, eyeliner, because the masks, they can't actually get to your eyeline. And so they have to go in and they fill them right around your eyes with about like a quarter inch, half inch of makeup to make it look like it is the painted on comic book effect. So for the first couple of seasons, there was this whole thing about when the arrow rushes out of the bunker, he just dabs his hand in grease and goes, and just wipes it across his eyes. And so he had a full face of paint. And then when he got the mask, it was kind of just like the little raccoon eye situation. But he couldn't ever get he has these long, full, luscious lashes.
Quite
so
right.
He couldn't get all of the eyeliner.
For that?
He couldn't get all the eyeliner out of it. So he would come home just so tired and say, I couldn't spend another 5 minutes in the makeup chair. And he would come home looking like he was ready to go out on a Friday night. Just needed some stilettos to go with those leather pants,
Oh my gosh, I love it. You got the eyeliner, the leather pants. You're right. Or maybe some like over the knee boots or some pointy toe spike heels. Or what do you think? Cass, how do you think he'd pull that off?
I'm trying to think if you wore a tutu for my birthday this past year. I'm trying to think how did
that was 2 years ago.
That was our 90s theme. We had a 90s themed karaoke, and he went as for a right.
How did you?
Yeah.
Or no, we get the guy from Ace Ventura. Yeah.
How much convincing was involved to wear the tutu, and where'd you get the tutu, and how did it all come together?
So.
Speaking of Amazon gift cards,
I went to Amazon and I bought an Ace Ventura
costume is the word you're looking for.
Yes, I have costume from when he went to the fucking mental
hospital.
Hospital.
Is the word you're looking for.
Yeah. No, that's what I did, and it was a pink tutu, and
He got it with pink.
So Stephen and I's favorite movie. I mean, I wouldn't want to say this as a.
Do you want people to guess?
Yeah, people can guess. People
Let's
might
give
know.
away. Okay, we were gonna do
Okay.
what sports you guys love most.
Let's do it.
About sports. So $200 Amex gift card to whoever can name what Cass and Steven's favorite movie is.
Your hint was it relates to 90s. So
Okay.
because it was 90s karaoke was the theme, and it was my number one choice for his costume, and he wouldn't do it. So this was the backup.
Okay, I love this. Okay, I love this. I love this game. We're getting a lot of Oliver Queen love, by the way.
Yeah, well.
Frozen was not from that time period. Frozen was from the last couple years. So.
I mean, the question was about us, not our 6
Titanic, Adventures in Babysitting, Wedding Singer. Are we getting hotter? 10 Things I Hate About You. That's a good one though. Pretty in Pink.
If it helps, it's a perfect movie and possibly the world's greatest film.
Talladega
Top
Nights.
Gun.
Talladega Nights.
Clueless.
Although we did watch Clueless like a week or two ago, right?
Ace Ventura.
Is it Blades of Glory?
Boom! There we go.
Did someone
Ace
get it?
Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
That's
Yes.
nice.
All right, we have a winner. Congratulations,
Yes, it is.
by the
It's
way.
not our collective favorite movie.
Whatever.
$200 Amex gift cards, and that's a great movie, by the way.
Before we move on, I want to know from Joe, like, what's it like to save a Major League Baseball game? Like,
Alrighty then.
It's fun.
but really, like, you come in
It's
the
a
ninth
blast.
inning.
Yeah, it's a blast. I don't
What's
get to
it
do
like,
that
man?
often. It's a lot of fun. So you can't I don't know. There's a bunch of white noise. You know, it's an
All right,
adrenaline
okay,
rush
so-
like no other that you just keep chasing after. I mean, I don't know. And there's not, every game's different. Every scenario, situation
Yeah.
you're in's different.
Yeah.
The crowds are different. So it's like you get some games that are like truly, you know, you'll never forget that moment just because of the way it made you feel, the way the crowd was involved. I mean, the crowd does everything, you know. I mean,
Right. So, do you like to save a game at home or on the road?
it depends on what stadium we're in.
Okay, so what's your favorite?
Sometimes the
So, what's your
quietness
favorite
is just as
stadium?
beautiful. Sometimes the quietness is just as beautiful, you know. But it's unbelievable. I can't believe I've been able and blessed to play baseball for as long as I have. But it's been it's a lot of fun getting out there. It's tons of fun to, you know, be in Houston over the past couple years and just winning and how loud that place gets. I mean, when Jose Altuve hit the homer against Aroldis
From
Chapman.
Houston.
I am from Houston. I grew up going to Astros games. So
Really?
yeah, well, in the Astrodome, and
Yeah.
then sort of back when it was when they moved to Enron Field.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Yeah, that one came back.
And run field. And run.
Yeah.
That's a totally different story.
Yeah, that is another story. But now Minute Maid, right?
Oh, yeah, now it's Minute Maid. It's unbelievable. It's a really neat park, and the roof still closes. It gets super loud. The fans are insane.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It was
So,
cool.
Joe, you played for how many teams?
7. Well,
7.
6 teams, but 7 if you count like the number of stops. But 2 teams, like one team, we went to
Indians.
twice. The Indians.
We went to twice, yeah.
So 6, I guess, like total franchises.
Cleveland was so nice. We went there twice.
I cannot.
He
I
was
love
this
it. I
guy.
loved it.
Not
I
just
loved it.
not exclusive of your opinion of working with the organizations. What was your favorite city to live in? In a
They're
vacuum.
all really,
Yeah.
they're all
Tell 'em
really,
really.
cool and different. I mean,
Tell them the really one.
What's the real answer?
Come on, man.
Tell them. They're Canadian.
I know. I'll get that.
Toronto!
Canadian.
Toronto was so sick. We
It was
loved
the
it.
best. Oh my god, we're obsessed.
We loved living there. Yeah.
Like being a country's team instead of a city's team, because you're the city of Toronto, but it's the only pro baseball team in the country, so you represent the country. So it's like playing on Team USA or something.
Rip Expos.
But every team has their awesome. Every city
Yeah.
is so unique and so different. The Houston, like the restaurant food scene,
And the charity
some of the
scene is
stuff that
insane.
we're doing for our charity involves, you know, helping local restaurants and stuff. And the food scene down in Houston is amazing. The Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
In Newport Beach, when we played with the Angels, I went to the beach every day with my dog and had my coffee.
Yeah, buddy.
Like,
Yeah.
it was beautiful, you know. And then Toronto, like, everybody was so nice. The city was so clean, so beautiful.
I just love
my
too,
wife's
like
from
in
there,
Toronto,
so.
it's on the water, super clean. They take advantage of the waterfront, and then on top of this, like you guys know, you sit down at a restaurant and you ask what the best wine on the house is, and like one bartender's Spanish, one's French, one's from California, and so they'll all argue over like, oh no, French wine's crap, do the Spanish wine, and it's so international that you get to try so much authentic food and like so much culture there, which we miss in some cities in in America, but we're super grateful to have kind of dabbled in them all. But so you mentioned our charity really quick and the medical stuff. So we're going to do another gift card really quick. 50 meals are going to be delivered to the hospital of your choice. If you can answer this, don't answer this, Stephen. What medical show did Stephen appear on? Out of all the shows he's been on, and you guys have mentioned a lot of them on here, but I haven't seen this one yet. What medical show did Stephen appear on? Okay. And you can keep going, and I'll yell out if we hear the winner. But speaking of all this, Toronto was amazing. Chicago was fun.
Chicago was great.
Chicago in the summer is like insane.
Yeah.
Chicago's the coldest place I've ever been. It's funny that you guys were talking about Toronto because Toronto is really cold.
Private practice. Sorry, I didn't interrupt, but somebody got private practice.
Yeah!
Way to go!
We met when he was working on that show.
Sun Music Club.
So Joe, when I went to give Cass her wedding ring,
Instagram.
When I went to give her wedding ring, we were walking north on Yonge Street in Toronto.
Yonge Street.
Okay, about to get her wedding ring.
Really?
And as we're walking, it is -2 Celsius with crazy wind just kicking at us.
Could you even
and Cass looks at me and she goes, "Hey guys, serious question. Why do people fucking live here?"
I didn't understand. It was the first time I specifically remember understanding that earmuffs were not like a fashion accessory. They actually came out of necessity, so it doesn't feel like the side of your head is falling off.
Oh my God, this is hysterical.
I would always giggle to myself, or laugh at when we were living in Newport, and I would see the fur coats and the fur boots, and I'm like, it's 65. People.
That's the thing in LA, it dips below 70, and people pop on the Uggs and the oversized
shorts.
But that's been my entire life until we started spending time in Canada, because I grew up in South Texas and then moved to Los Angeles. And going to Toronto, I was wearing a full fur coat because it's just freezing there. But that's what I was saying a second ago. I feel like Chicago is even colder.
Also, it's important to mention that Cass was 4 weeks pregnant at the time.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, she's probably a little colder.
Okay, wait, so what about this?
And she just looked at me going, "Why are people alive in this city right now?"
Oh wait, there's another question though about you two while we're talking about your love story. The trivia question is how did Stephen and Cass meet? And you get a $100 Target gift card if you can get anywhere close to it.
Go.
So first of all,
no, it's their question. You're bad at this.
Okay, so thank you. They have to answer, but in the meantime, so what happened? You were looking for the ring, and then she freaked out at the weather, like rightfully so.
It was purely that was it. That was my come to Jesus moment with Canadian weather. More specifically, Vancouver wasn't as bad. Chicago was the coldest place I think I've ever been.
Yeah,
I got that wind that just.
I still have never learned to properly dress for the cold, because going back and forth between Vancouver and the States and Palm Springs and LA, I never really fully acclimate. And so I will be the only person going out with like a full winter coat when it's 58 degrees, or like a denim vest when it's 32.
Okay, wait. Lexi wants to know if he slid into your DMs.
No, this was kind of pre-DMs.
Okay, did you meet at a party?
Pre-DM.
Technically,
I have never
Mad Men?
slid into
Mad Men?
DMs.
There was Mad Men, yeah.
Okay, we got a few Mad Men's. Let me find the first one really quick. I think it was VVDK72 who guessed Mad Men's first. But tell us a story now that somebody guessed it.
What? It's your story. I sound weird saying it because
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I know the story. You have to tell it.
Here we go. My favorite. Jesus Christ, my voice is cracked.
Sorry, am I making you nervous?
Are you getting nervous?
Yes, I am.
Still got it.
My favorite episode of Mad Men, which is my favorite show of all time, was the season finale of season 4. It was called Tomorrowland. Cass was in it. I watched it 3 times. And then Googled her on
the internet.
The internet,
yeah.
And then found her, and then found her.
And then he asked me to dinner, and I said yes. So that worked out well for us.
And then the rest is history.
Well, he asked me out to dinner.
Yeah, we had a kid and everything. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty good. The thing is we had. I said this was right before sliding into DM days. I mean, Twitter existed, but I don't think Instagram was quite there. And you didn't slide into DMs the way it was in the early phases of Tinder and stuff. So we kind of missed all of that phase of internet connection. But it was very much in Los Angeles. You don't really take someone to dinner. It was, oh, why don't you grab some friends and I'll grab some friends and we'll all go have drinks somewhere and see if we vibe. And Steven decided to forego that and just say, may I take you on a proper date?
I like that though. That's nice. Yeah. That's kind of like saying,
yeah, that's right.
It
worked out for me.
Worked out perfect. Okay, we have another trivia question. That's the best love story, by the way. And I love that he still gets nervous when he's telling it. Okay, this is a big one. $200 to Amazon. What year did Steven's favorite baseball team, the Blue Jays, enter the major leagues? Don't say it, Steven.
Come on, guys.
Don't say it, Steven. What year did the Blue Jays enter the major leagues? First person to guess the date gets a $200 gift card to Amazon, courtesy of 15 Seconds
Joe,
of Fame.
You know this, right? Joe,
15 Seconds of Fame.
Do you know it?
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. It's written down right in front of me.
By the way, somebody called you out. By the way, someone called you out, Steven. They were like, "You're so red telling your love story." It's
Mark
adorable.
Morrison.
Mark Morrison got it, but the 1977 was the first year the Blue Jays entered
97?
the majors. Oh, cheers.
1977.
Cheers, Cass. Thanks for the handoff. Yeah. Okay, so one other thing that I learned about Walla Walla, Washington, thanks to my producer, Lori Brooks, who's a rock star. She actually is the co-founder of a winery in Walla Walla. She said it's known as the land of the sweet onion, and that at the baseball game, they didn't throw out a first pitch, they threw a first onion, or they threw a sweet onion.
Are you embarrassed by this?
Is this true?
Okay, so Joe, this is the big thing. Is that we were about to do our local Walla Walla party, and we were going to do it with the local minor league baseball team.
Yeah.
And I was going to throw out the first pitch.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Can you throw?
Of course I can, man.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, I've seen a bunch of actors on TV, and I feel like Kevin Costner is probably
you know what
that can actually throw.
I feel like I just gotta whip it.
Are you laughing?
Just really whip it.
Let it eat, man. It's better to throw it to the net than it is the short hop, for sure.
Like Bill Murray, the way he yanks it into the net.
Yeah. Just let it go. You'll never get made fun
Cass,
of.
you got to take over. I love Joe too much for me to continue.
Do you have to?
I thought he blushed during your love story, but he's blushing way more about this Joe baseball card.
I'm literally in love with Joe. I can't.
Okay, so Cass, when he messaged you, did you hesitate about going out with him, or were you like, no?
No, he came and found me in person.
So you couldn't. I mean, you could say no, but it'd be weird to say no. Like you really.
No, he was very attractive. I didn't want to say no.
Okay, well that's a whole situation. Now we're talking. Okay, and then where did he take you to this nice, fine first date?
He took me. So he asked me, "Is there anything that you don't eat?" Because I would like to come and pick you up in my automobile. This is actually before Uber. And I would like to pick the restaurant. And he said, "Is there anything you don't eat?" And I said, "Blue foods." And he goes, "What foods are blue?" And I go, "That's exactly my point." And there's no natural blue foods. I'm a nutrition geek. So anything that's bright blue is full of all of the synthetic and artificial stuff. So I that's like my thing. But we ended up going to this place in LA called Amell. And they do very creative things with proteins and different parts of, which I respect because I grew up on a cattle ranch.
Oh heck yeah!
So you would use every single part of a cow in order to respect the cow giving its life. You know,
Right.
You would use every single part of it. We had a freezer, and even like the obscure parts of an animal we'd have, and then we'd also have the skin. So yeah, I'm used to all of the obscure parts of steak, and
That's so amazing. I respect that because it wasn't until I took my sister. My sister is a medical student, and she was going into med school, and she's like, "Listen, this is the only time I'll ever be able to travel." And then I'm just like just basically indebted to medicine for the rest of my life. I'll have no breaks, blah blah. So we went 3 years ago or so, and we went to a butchery, and same thing. Like it was near Tuscany, and they basically gave us a menu with a cow. And it was drawn off in portions, and they were like, and it was marked by course, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're like, that's the order of the courses and which part of the cow the meal came from.
Yep.
That blew my mind. And they were all delicious. I mean, why let it go to waste if you don't have to? I mean, it's awesome.
That's right. Yeah, that was kind of the point. So it was, it's a good choice by him, for sure. He asked me about my relationship history. Like right after we got our
wow, that's
I don't even think we had food on the table. And he goes, "So tell me about your past relationships." I mean, I think I probably blushed a little bit because I was not expecting someone to be so forward. And I don't even remember what I said. I think I rambled off something along the lines of not really having a ton of serious relationships recently. And then I said, "And how about you?" And he goes, "Well, I'm divorced."
Well, there you go.
And I go, okay, like how divorce? Like, is it final? Like, does your wife know that you're on this date right now? And the answer was yes. And they were obviously they had been divorced, but still, he could definitely left an impression for starting a date off in a very bold way.
No kidding. So, I kind of like the honesty because you don't want to actually feel like you're falling in love or you like somebody and then get hit on the head with a blind piece of truth that you didn't see was coming, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. I didn't disagree with the methodology. I just
tell Ellie that I'm pointing at her.
Steven's pointing at you because he's agreeing. That's like a cheerleading point. But I didn't disagree with the methodology. I just was not used to it. In the same way that I was not used to him saying, "I will come pick you up in my car and pick a restaurant and, it's on me and I'm going to take you to dinner." So it was a little bit old school, which was.
I love it.
I have a question. Has he ever gotten his arrow outfit for you personally?
Oh,
Do you want your chair back? Because you just want to hear you can sit down.
I love you. Can I take this off? I'm dying. Oh my God. We're not in air conditioning. We're on the patio.
Steven, wait. Are you really a method actor? Because I didn't know that.
No.
Yes, there's no chance.
No.
Oh.
No.
All right.
Absolutely not.
Oh my God.
Cass and I during the Aero pilot.
You should keep this PG-13.
Wait, is this the first time last night and I'm just asking you about this? This is perfection. Is that the first time you put that? What? My mind
He looks good in the suit.
My mind. Is this the first
I went
time
to
you put
visit
on
him
Arrow
in
for
Vancouver.
Sunday?
That's why every man wants to
Yes!
be a superhero.
When in quarantine.
You're turning red again.
Love it.
Okay, more details.
I'm sorry, my bad. I'm gonna just hop off here so that I can get Cass my wife. Cass and I had sex during the Aero pilot in my Aero suit. Okay, there we go.
You didn't have to say that. I feel like it was implied.
Yes! I love it. That is why quarantine is essential.
Do you guys bleep this when,
That is why
you say F-bombs
you get to dress up like a superhero. So use it. Hello? Let's go.
He doesn't get any more wine. That was his cutoff beverage.
What happened to moving from the Sauvignon Blanc to the
It's only 6
Pinot Noir?
The sun is actually still pretty out here. I'd give it like another 30 minutes, and rosé is my favorite sunset beverage, and I love tequila.
It's Friday
Oh,
night.
do you guys make a rosé? Does Knocking Point make a rosé, or is it?
Yeah, we have a couple. It was one of our Apex was one of our first wines, and that was kind of fun because it was a bunch of the label was a bunch of iterations of Stephen and Drew high-fiving.
Nice. Oh yes, Kobe for life. Shout out to the late and great Kobe Bryant. Quick question. So the Aero uniform sex session, how did that compare to
we're back on that,
sessions in the past?
You did this to yourself.
That obviously helped you name the winery, right? The Knocking Point?
No, that was you and Drew. That had nothing to do with my adult visit to your pilot. Consenting adults.
So great.
Yeah.
I hope my parents aren't watching this.
Well, you know what? Who gives a shit?
I mean, he's a grown man.
He's a grown man. Oh yeah, like
He's
you
a
would
grown
talk about our sex
superhero,
life
man.
on Instagram.
I mean, if I was a superhero, I probably would.
Would you like to talk about it as a superhero?
Steven seems to think that you're pretty close to being a superhero.
You know what? Joe, you are a superhero because I have never saved Major League Baseball game.
No, I haven't done that.
And honestly, man,
Honestly, they don't even trust me to really do it.
I know that you think that, like, oh, it's a thing. Not really. No, it's cool. It's the coolest thing ever, man. All right, I'm gonna leave.
Oh, actually, I think I have a way that you guys would maybe potentially compare. Like, if you're on a set filming a movie what's the longest you filmed every day for X amount of time? What's the longest amount of time?
Steven actually physically did leave the room, but I'll go ahead and jump in here. That was probably, I'm sure I don't know what he went to go do, but I would say season 1, he was working a lot while they were finding their groove. There were a lot of Saturday and Sunday shoots and publicity in the beginning. So there were a few weeks where there was just not a day off. I answered your question 5 times, just you now.
3 weeks straight, pretty much, just straight shooting.
Yeah, but like it was a series of several months working 2-3 weeks in a row and then maybe getting 1 Sunday off. And then going back to that because they were doing reshoots, and then on top of that he was flying to do publicity to get the show off the ground. And I would say that was the most aggressive and intense that his schedule has gotten. Just in sheer numbers and consecutive days.
Do you feel like you lose yourself in a character in real life too, or can you separate it when you come home from when you're at the set?
Me or him or both? Generally.
Actually, both. Yeah, I would love to hear both because I know you've been in it a while too, and it'd be great to hear both perspectives.
I think it's really easy to separate the two, and I get that sense from Steven too, because even when Steven and I will go, or Maddie and I would go visit Steven on set, he would have a really heavy emotional scene, and we'd go, and then they'd yell cut, and Mammy would be there, and he'd be like, hey, do and do kid dances or whatever he would do, and then he'd have to go back for the next take, and it's just like tears. And I mean, I find that him and I have similar acting styles in terms of being very organic and not method, as you mentioned. It's not really a right or wrong way to do it, but I mean, a lot of times when you have people that are like, if I'm in this intense place, I'm here for the day. And that's what works for some people. That's just not how Steven and I necessarily do it. So I would say there's a lot of separation. For me, it's almost easier to not get in my head with any type of heavy emotion. It's easier to picture it as this thing that is more on and off, and that there's another character, there's another life, and stepping into it, as opposed to building up to it.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, you two are an amazing couple. I feel like we learned so much about your industry tonight, and it was so helpful, and we had fun, and we were goofy, we were onesies, and it was so much fun. So thanks to 15 Seconds of Fame for getting us all together. And any last closing words? Buy Knocking Point wines because they're decent.
Yeah.
And support
BestWineryEver.com.
Perfect.
Actually, that's our website.
I love it. That's freaking awesome.
It's even better.
That's so awesome.
Ollie, thank you very much.
You guys, you two are the best. We love both of you. It was so great hanging out.
Y'all take it easy.
Stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane.
You too, girl.
Nice,
Bye, Kat.
Bye.